Well, that's a wrap. That is a wrap. The F1 2020 Styrian Grand Prix. You can call it Styrian Grand Prix. You could call it Austria 2.0. But it is a wrap. If you watched my video yesterday, I said that was the greatest qualifying. One of the greatest qualifying I have ever witnessed. That's up there with Silverstone still 2008. Singapore 2019. No, Singapore 2018. That was up there with them, with Lewis Hamilton. That was a great... It was a perfect weekend for Lewis Hamilton. But I can't say much about Ferrari. But I'll get onto that later. It was great. It was a great race, especially the middle table, the middle teams. Renault, McLaren, and Racing Point. To me, Racing Point is not even a middle team anymore. Racing Point is a top team. You can take out Ferrari now, because the way Ferrari are now, Ferrari are not a top team. Not anymore. There might have been a top team last year and the year before. But now in 2020, Ferrari, no. They're not a top team. I know that's going to hurt some people out there. I know there's loads of Ferrari fans. I know it's a big empire. There's Ferrari fans everywhere. It doesn't matter what country you go to, Ferrari fans are everywhere. I get it. But because there's Ferrari fans everywhere and because you're a Ferrari fan, you've got to open your eyes. The eyes don't lie. Ferrari are now official. They are a middle team fighting for a middle team place. The way Ferrari are now, they're not going to finish on pole. No. I mean, they're not going to get a pole. No. Race win? No. The constructors? That's never going to happen. Racing Point has got more chance of winning the championship and getting on pole than Ferrari. Red Bull has got a better chance of finishing on pole and getting a race win and winning the championship, which is probably not going to happen. Even Renault, I know they had a DNF today, engine issues. I know they did. And I know they had a lot of that last year, coming into last season. They had a lot of reliability issues. And I know it's continuing into this season. I know that. But it could be track related. We had 7 DNFs last year. Last week. 7 DNFs. So again, it could be track related. We're never going to know about Renault really until further on into the season. I know they've got upgrades coming in this year. The few upgrades coming in for this season. Maybe they're going to improve there. There's the reason why Alonso is going there. They're going to show promise in the future. But Ferrari, they're in a deep hole at the moment. A deep hole. And it's not good for F1. It's not. I'm a Mercedes fan. I like McLaren. I like Williams. But F1, if you're a true racing fan, a true F1 racing fan, F1 need Ferrari. We need Ferrari up there in the top, competing against Mercedes, competing against McLaren, competing against Red Bull. We need Ferrari there. And at the moment, they're not going anywhere. Vettel does not give a crap about Ferrari. He don't give a crap. Been there, done it. Been there 5 years. Doesn't care. Didn't offer him a new contract. That's just the way it is. No new contract. No negotiation. They don't want him. He don't want them. He don't care. So reliability issues. They lose a wing. They lose a wing nut. They don't have a good pit. His wing comes flying off. His door comes flying off. Even the halo comes off. If that comes off, he don't give a crap. He don't care about Ferrari. He don't care if Ferrari finished bottom of the barrel. Bottom of the table. Vettel don't give a crap. Because they done him wrong, and now if anything happens to Ferrari, he don't care. But Ferrari, they got problems. Now, onto the race. Mercedes. Well, Lewis Hamilton. He's like a robot. He's like Terminator. They interviewed Toto today after the race. They said Simon Lazenby said he was forced, he was admitted, he says, it doesn't matter what Lewis, it doesn't matter, it's like you're programming Lewis. Lewis is like a robot. You get him in the factory, you type the little data into his body, and he becomes a robot and he's a machine. Turns up on the weekend, boom. Pulls out probably one of the best qualifying I've ever saw in my life. And then he has the perfect race today, winning. Perfect race. Max Verstappen said that he had no chance. Max Verstappen. When's the last time you saw Max Verstappen say that? He said it on the radio. 8 laps in. 8 laps into the race. He said, it's over. They said, look, you're going to try and catch him up. And he says, what do you expect me to do? It's over. Yeah, the press conference after. I know I'm going to get onto the race after, but they had the press conference after. Hamilton winning the race. You'd think they'd want to ask Hamilton questions. Huh? You'd think they want to ask Hamilton questions. But no, they don't want to ask Hamilton questions. They want to ask Max Verstappen questions. They're saying, why was it too slow? Was it something to do with the rear tyres? Was it something to do with the suspension? Did you damage the car at the end when Bottas took you? Did you damage your car? Max Verstappen replied, no, didn't damage the car. A little bit of carbon fibre come off the front of the car, about maybe an inch. It didn't affect balance. It didn't affect the speed. The fact is that Mercedes are too fast. They are too fast. Simple. And he was actually, when he was actually saying it, he was laughing his head off because he's thinking, look, he's a little bit of plastic fell off my car. It's not going to affect balance issues. There was a lot trying to come up with excuses why Max Verstappen couldn't catch Lewis. Because Lewis is in a Mercedes and Max Verstappen is in a Red Bull. That is why. To me, the season is done. I don't care what anybody says. The season is done. Whoever wins, look, Mercedes are going to win the constructors and they're going to win the driving. I'm not saying that Lewis is going to win the driving. I'm not saying who. I don't know. I'm not going to say who's going to win the driving. But the driving title is coming home to Mercedes. If that's Bottas or Lewis Hamilton, it's going to happen. The constructors is going to Mercedes. Who's going to challenge Mercedes? Who? Ferrari? No chance. McLaren? Nah. Not yet. Red Bull? No. Never going to happen. It showed today. This was Red Bull's track. Max Verstappen has won this 2 years in a row. Christian Horner, he tried his one card last week to put off Lewis Hamilton, to try and contest decisions against Lewis Hamilton, to try and throw him off his game. That's the only ace card he had. He put it on the he walked into the casino. He put his cards on the table. He had the ace. He tried it, and it didn't work. It's like Lewis Hamilton. Every time you put his back up against the wall, he comes back stronger. It's not a surprise to me. I know how it is. I've followed him all his career. I know how Lewis Hamilton is. You try and put his back up against the wall. You try and throw negativity in his way. It's never going to happen. He comes back stronger. It's always been like that. This is why Lazenby was asking Toto. Lewis is like a robot. It's like all the negativity that he was being thrown at last week. It's like over the past 3 or 4 days when I was chilling in wherever he was chilling in Austria. I know they can't come out of Austria, they've got to stay in Austria. Wherever he was chilling, yeah. It's like they had him in a factory, wired him up, recharged him, reprogrammed him, and he's coming to this Grand Prix even stronger than he ever has. How is that possible? This is what Lazenbury, the Sky Sports commentator, how is that possible for that to happen? And you know what Toto said? It's a fact. He's just a great driver. He's absolutely amazing. He had the perfect weekend, perfect qualifying, perfect race. So he just bounced back even stronger. You got Bottas in the corner thinking to himself, what? Here we go again. Here we go again. He's going to have to drink more coffee and eat more porridge. Because this could end up a domination from Lewis Hamilton. It could. Look at the races. Bit hot in here. Look at the races. What are left? What are the races that are left? We have Hungary. That's a dead cert that Hamilton's going to win that. He's won it 6 times. That's one of his diamond tracks. Just like Silverstone's one of his diamond tracks. That is one of his diamond. He's got 5 great tracks. He's got the Canada. He's got the Canadian Grand Prix, which they're going. I think they're going. You got the Hungarian Grand Prix. You've got Silverstone back to back. So there's 4 races that Hamilton will go in as favourite. As favourite. So if he gets through them and wins them races, that'll bring him up to Michael Schumacher's race win record. It'll be about 1 away. Podium record in his 3 more. That's a dead cert to pass that. The next 3 races he'll get on podium. I'm not saying he's going to get 1. I'm not saying he's going to get 2. All he needs is 3 more podiums. And he'll pass the Michael Schumacher record of podium records. He's got the race win records on it. He's there. The championship. It's all happening. He's in a good place now. He's centred. He's got his head back in gear. They tried to throw him off his game last week. Didn't work. Christian Horner tried his best. Tried his ace card. Didn't work. They're never going to break him. He's too strong-minded. He's too strong-minded. But you got all these journalists so negative towards him. They just don't like him. If it was Jenson Button racing for Mercedes or Lando Norris, might be a bit different. But for some reason, I don't know what the reason is. You ask yourself, whoever's watching this, you ask yourself what the reason is. I don't know. Lewis Hamilton is one of the greatest drivers of all time. Bar none. To me, there's only one guy who's good as him, who's better than him. That's Ayrton Senna. That's it. I know Ayrton Senna won 3 world titles, whatever, but to me, that's just the way it is. Lewis Hamilton is the greatest driver today. Not just by an inch, a country mile. The cream always rises to the top. And it did today. Another guy what stuck out for me today. One driver. Checo Perez. What a race from him. 4 fastest laps in a row. Incident with Albon, which I'm going to get into now. I'm going to get into the race now. So it started. Lights out of the way we go. Hamilton got away. Boom. First corner. To me, he checked out there. 3rd lap into the race, Hamilton was already in the hotel, sleeping, watching the telly. He checked out ages ago. He checked in ages ago into the hotel. He'd come in. He said, right, do my 3 laps. He was gone. He was on his own for the whole race. Easy. The only thing what could have messed him up was his pit team, which they never. So, first turning. Yeah, they're all coming in. Charles done an error. He saw 2 cars there on the Niki Lauda corner. He saw 2 cars. One of the cars was his teammate. And he tried to fit in a gap, but just wasn't there. There was not only... Look, Charles Leclerc is experienced enough. He should know this. He saw the 2 cars. There was no way he would have passed Vettel. So what he did, he tried to put his car up the middle. And what happened? He clipped Vettel, took his teammate out. He was gone. Instantly out of the race, Vettel was gone, broke his wing into the pits, retired. Down to Charles Leclerc. More dissension into Ferrari. There's going to be some heads being fired from Ferrari. There's going to be some heads. And by the end of this season, even before the end of the season, because the Ferrari is like a big committee. It's like it's like religion. The fans are going to get in. The fans, the Italian fans, are going to start getting onto Ferrari. You got the committee. Maybe someone at the top in that team is going to get fired. It's going to happen very soon. Mark my words. Before you know it, you're going to get an alert on your phone that someone's been sacked from Ferrari. But like I said, Vettel don't give a shit. He's there to the end of the season. He's contracted to the end of the season. He don't care what happened to Ferrari. But someone's definitely going to get fired at Ferrari. Charles Leclerc, I don't care what you see on camera. I don't care if you see Vettel and Charles Leclerc hugging each other, shaking each other's hands, whatever they're doing with the elbow, with the social distancing. I don't care what you see, yeah. I don't care. They just do not like each other. They don't like each other, and that's it. You got Charles Leclerc, the young hot gun, and I saw it last year. I said it at the end. If you follow me on my channel, go back on my channel, watch my last video of the season, Abu Dhabi. You watch what I say. I've said it the last 3 videos on towards the end of last season. I said that Charles Leclerc, that Vettel doesn't have to watch out for Hamilton in 2020. He needs to watch out for his teammates. I said it, and now look what's happening. Look what's happening. I know I said it in 2018, and when 2019, when Charles came, it started there. They started hitting each other, and I knew it then before. I said it in 2018, and it's continuing now into the season. It's just Charles Leclerc. He wants to make his mark on the team. He's already got his 5-year contract. I don't know why he's getting in some big beef with Vettel. Vettel's on his way out. He's got the 5-year contract. Vettel goes. He's going to be the main man. I don't know what he's worried about. I don't know what he's so anxious about. He knows this is not going to be... I know he's trying to... He's a Formula 1 driver. It's in his DNA to push. I'll get it. But there's no need to have the beef with Vettel. Because Vettel's on his way out. He's won. He's got his 5-year contract. Whatever. Maybe he's thinking he shouldn't have that 5-year contract the way it is now. With the way with Ferrari. Because Ferrari are all over the place. So he bashed into Vettel. Vettel retires. Not long after that, Charles retires. Lap falls. Charles retires. He tried to go on a bit longer with the damage to his car. Same thing happened to him. He comes to the pits. Charles retires. Lap 18. Ricciardo passes Ocon. Ricciardo was started off on the medium tyres. Ricciardo. And Ocon was on the soft tyres. So basically it was on 2 different strategies. Ricciardo went past Ocon. It looked like an easy enough pass. I'm not sure if they sorted it out between the race. Before the race, prior to the race. I'm not sure if they sorted that out. If Ricciardo comes up, just letting go pass, I don't know. Because it looked like an easy pass to me. He passed Ocon and that was it. And that was on lap 18. Lap 20, window open. Soon as they said the window's open, the pit window, Hamilton pulled out a lap. Fastest lap of the track. And that was soon as they opened the window. It's like, soon as the window opened, the pit window, Hamilton pulled out the lap. Right. So lap 20, radio. The guy said on the radio to Max Verstappen. I mentioned this earlier. He said on the radio to Max Verstappen, Max, pit medium tight, pit coming. So he came into the pits lap 25. I thought Max Verstappen picked a little bit early. I think what they was trying to do, they was trying to get him in, put the fresh tyres in, and he does try and do a couple of laps to try and cover off Bottas. That's what they was trying to do. So basically, lap 25, this was Mercedes' plan. Lap 25, he pitted, put the medium tyres on to cover off Bottas. Lap 26, Ocon retired. Ocon had engine issues. That probably could have been. That's why I said when I saw Ricciardo pass Ocon, it looked really easy. It's like I thought, he's had it. Ocon's not even going to put up a fight. But not long after that, Ocon retired. They don't know. I think it's something to do with the battery issues. Maybe something similar to what Ricciardo had last week. So like again, Renault had showing decent pace, but reliability issues. The gremlins coming back in the car again, just like it did last season. It's a shame because Renault was on a good strategy, good pace. Hamilton, lap 28, comes into the pits, puts the medium tyres on. So he pits before Bottas. Bottas stays out a little bit longer. Lap 33, stick a nut on Stroll. Stroll comes in the pits. McLaren go to pit him. and there was a loose nut on the right rear tyre, and that cost him a couple of seconds a year. It was a 7.2 pit stop. So that was basically he was up against it. Then after that, he was up against it, and then you had on lap 33 that was sticking up. Stroll came in lap 34, 3.2 seconds. Bottas coming at lap 35 to pit, and he had the medium tyres on. So no, he had the medium tyres. So everybody was going for the medium tyres. The only one that didn't have the medium tyres at first, the soft tyres at first, was Ricciardo. He was the only one who started off on the medium tyres, and then he went from medium to soft. And the other drivers went from soft to medium. So Bottas pitted on lap 35. So basically he pitted at Hamilton. Hamilton pitted on lap 20. Yeah, lap 28, and Bottas pitted on lap 35. So that's 7 laps. His tyres were 7 laps younger than Hamilton's, but Hamilton had the gap on him, so it worked itself out. Albon came into the pits 2.3 seconds. Again, put the soft on, went for the medium. Ricciardo came into the pits, went for the medium to the soft, and that was on lap 38. And Perez lap 39 came into the pits, put his tyres on. Soon as Perez put his tyres on, he was a man on a mission. He wanted to get up to Albon. He started burning past the rest of the field. He done 4 or maybe 5 laps, super fast laps, fastest laps of the races, and he was on a mission, and I'm so happy for Perez. Perez been in Formula 1 now for a while. He's never had the best of cars. He wanted to go with McLaren a few years back. He didn't work out for him because McLaren wasn't actually there then. They weren't showing promise. But he's finding out a good team. He stuck it out with Force India. Well, it's Racing Point now. And it was Force India before. He stuck it out, and even when he was going through the bad times, he stuck it out, and now he's got a good team. And if anyone deserves success, he does, because Perez is a good driver. And on the day, if he's in the right car, he could beat anyone. He's a talent, Perez. This is why they gave him that big contract last season, because he's a good driver. And I know if he's got a good engine underneath him, he can produce the goods, and he showed it today. Last week was a bit unlucky when he was at the Austrian Grand Prix, but this week at the Styrian Grand Prix, which is obviously the same event, I'll just call it the Austrian Grand Prix 2.0, he worked out good for him. Lap 45, Bottas gets stuck behind 4 cars. This is what I thought was getting interesting. I thought Max by then was going to get the second place behind Lewis, because Bottas, the plan was when Verstappen come in, they waited for Bottas, kept him out there a little bit longer, pitted him, and then the key was that because he had the younger tyres, Bottas, towards the end of the race, when Max Verstappen's tyres would wear up, which was wear up because he was trying to catch Lewis, right, that Bottas would catch up with him and pass him. That was Mercedes' strategy. It worked out perfect for them. That's what it was, because they knew that Max, as soon as Max pits, he was going to try and get Lewis, and he was going to do everything he can to try and get Lewis. That was the plan, and by the time he does that, and because Bottas picked the last at the end, well, not at the end, but out of them 3, he picked the latest, he'd have the fresher tyres at the end of the race to catch up Max Verstappen. But at lap 45, Bottas gets stuck behind 4 cars, so basically that strategy was kind of going out the window slowly. I was thinking he was losing. He lost about 3.5 seconds behind the 4 cars. So Max has got a chance here. If he stays in second, he'll get second, and Bottas will come third. But lap 49, nice battle between Racing Points. Perez dismisses Ricciardo, just like that. Just like that. And it was a savage takeover. Savage. And this is why I respect Perez. Max, as the race went on, Perez, he was out, like I said, he was having the battles with everybody. He tried to pass. He finally got to Albon. He come up towards Albon, and Albon kind of was on the left. Albon, it was similar to what Hamilton's was like, and Albon was there, and he clipped Perez. Perez lost so much downforce on the car. His front wing was buried. His left front wing was buried, and he lost so much downforce. So people was passing him, but he was still trying his best to stick in there because of Albon hit him. That's just my opinion. I thought it was Albon's fault. That's just my opinion. Same again with Lewis Hamilton it was similar to Lewis Hamilton's incident. It was similar. Lap 66. So you had, and by the way, before I go on to lap 66, last week you had most of the commentators were saying, not Martin Brundle, the majority of the commentators were saying, look, It's Lewis's fault, Lewis's fault, Lewis's fault. This week, the change of tune, they were saying, oh, what do you expect? Lewis couldn't have done nothing about it. It was just one of those things. They weren't saying that last week, by the way, but this week they're saying it. It's weird, that, isn't it? Last week they were saying it was Lewis' fault. Now they're saying we don't know. Lap 66, Max, his tyres, with lap 64, he damaged his wing only a little bit. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it was only a little inch. Just an inch. But again, a little bit come off, but Max said in the press conference after, he got nothing to do with the damage coming off his car while he was losing speed. The reason why he was losing speed is because he put the tyres on a bit early before anybody else, which I thought was a mistake. And then after he put the tyres on like everybody else, but he was early, his tyres started to wear off because he spent most of the race trying to catch Lewis. But like I said, on lap 20, he come out and said on lap 20, it's over. It's over. Mercedes is too fast. I've never heard Max say that ever, but he said it today. He goes, look, it's over. His radio, the guy engineer come on the radio and said, look, try and catch him. He goes, what do you expect me to do? It's over. And he was sounding so negative because he knows that the power is not there. He thought this year there was going to have a chance to catch Mercedes, being a shorter season as well. Starting, like I said, starting off in Austria, tried to get Lewis psychologically messed up. It didn't work. They tried the best. Well, I think he tried the best, Christian Horner, but it didn't work out for him. It didn't work out for him. And he said he just, fair play to Max Verstappen. He come out and said the truth. They are too fast. And they are. They're faster in the straights. They're faster in the corners. Slow and speed corners. They are too fast. So Max knew this. But on lap, there's one move that worked out for him. Savage move. Lap 66. Bottas passed him. Finally got to Max, passed him. Ran out of tyres, Max Verstappen. He passed him, and then Max Verstappen came back on the outside and passed him again. Just to try and keep him, because he said he knew that Bottas was going to pass him again, but he just wanted to make the racing exciting because he felt like he was racing on his own for the entire race. Boring. That's what he said. But eventually, Bottas passed him on lap 67. But for me, the excitement came at the end. Perez damaged his wing. Ricardo, Perez, Lando Norris made up 3 places in one lap. Right at the end, Lando Norris came through the inside, down the little lip at the bottom just before the finish line, and passed them all. So Lando Norris, absolutely savage, ends up, let's see where he ended up. He ended up on 5th place. He's 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. So you got Bottas, Hamilton, then you got Lando Norris. 3rd. So you got to go hats off to him. Lando Norris at the end, savage move, pushed the car. He's got the skills and he'd done it. It was absolutely amazing. And that was probably the highlight of the race for me. I don't know, Lewis, like I said, he checked out after 3 laps, but at the end, the middle team battles, that's what you're going to see this season because they're so evenly matched. There's a lot of them so evenly matched. Not like last year or the year before, but now they're so evenly matched. There's more in it now. So this is why the excitement's going to come from the middle battle. And I'm excited for the season just to see the middle battle. Lando Norris, brilliant drive. It's like at the end, he just picks up speed and he done it. I was so happy for him. So happy. Now, at the beginning, I forgot about Russell. Shame about Russell. Gets clipped at the beginning. He was going for an ambitious move and he gets clipped at the beginning. And he was a lap behind. So it was a shame for George Russell as well. But we still got a long season to go. Russell's still talented. He's a brilliant driver. It's a matter of time before he gets in the top car. And that's it. I don't know if it's Mercedes yet. I'm not sure if it's going to be Aston Martin. But I don't think he's going to be at Williams next season. I just don't think he will be. So, the official standings are, you got Lewis Hamilton, the winner. 2nd, Valtteri Bottas. 3rd, Max Verstappen. 4th, Alexander Albon. 5th place, Lando Norris. 6th place, Sergio Perez. 7th place, Lance Stroll. 8th place, Daniel Ricciardo. 9th place, Carlos Sainz. 10th place, Daniel Fiat. 11th place, Kimi Raikkonen. 12th place, Kevin Magnussen. 13th, Roman Grosjean. 14th, Antonio Giovinazzi. 15th, Pierre Gasly. 16th, George Russell. 17th, Nicholas Latifi. 3 DNFs, Esteban Ocon. That was a retirement. Charles Leclerc, DNF, and Sebastian Vettel, D and F. Fastest laps were Carlos Sainz for the McLaren. Pit stop summary, the fastest pit stop was Red Bull, I think. Yeah, and yeah, as it goes. The racer of the day, DHL race of the day, and that was Sergio Perez. Well deserved. It's a matter of time before he gets his podium. It's going to be this season. He might get more than one, but it's definitely going to happen this season. He's got the car. He's got the car underneath him. He's got the talent, and it's showing. Every race, it's showing. It's getting stronger and stronger, and Stroll as well. And Stroll, ain't gonna forget about Stroll. They got the car underneath them, and now breaking news just coming not long ago from Sky, and that Renault is gonna they've made a formal complaint against Force India about the car and their legitness. So we're gonna hear more about that. If I hear anything, I'm gonna put it on my Twitter. So you wanna follow me on Twitter? It's Solo P1. Solo P1 on Twitter, at Solo P1. So if you follow me on there, as soon as any news comes up, breaking news, I'll put that up on my Twitter, and you'll be the first person. Whoever follows me will get it. So we're going to look at the videos. We've got 3 interviews for today. We have one with Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas. And we're going to have Lando Norris as well. We'll have Lando Norris first. So let's put Lando on there. It's going to be advertisement, so it's going to go good. Pause for a little bit.
Inspire.
Wow. Talk about not giving up. That last lap was...
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say if my sister's watching, happy birthday, Sis.
Wow. Talk about not giving up. That last lap was pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say if my sister's watching, happy birthday, Sis. Just make sure I got that in.
Good job you remembered that.
Well,
somebody reminded you.
Not saying anyone reminded me, but happy birthday. She wished me luck the other day, and it came through. So yeah, really happy race. Really happy race. I don't even know what I'm saying. Really good race for me. Probably my best race I've done in Formula One. In terms of was definitely not my strength last year, and it was a thing I worked on a lot last year, and over the winter and into this year. So to see those gains and those some of those boxes ticked, I'm very happy with, especially that second stint, making the moves when I had to, and especially Stroll and Sergio in the final lap was a nice little extra. So yeah, the team did an excellent job. Car was nice. Not so good in the first stint. I struggled a little bit more, but as this race went on, the rubber went down, then the car really came alive. So yeah, good job to them for the strategy.
Great job today. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, like you said there, probably his best race so far to date. So we've got Max Verstappen. He says, we're pushing as hard as we can. This is just over a minute long.
Good grammar.
Max, you tried to keep Valtteri at bay. You tried to get between those two Mercedes for as long as you possibly could, but it was just too much in the end.
Yeah, we are just too slow. I mean, I pushed as hard as I could to try and stay with Lewis, but yeah, it's not possible. We have some work to do. Yeah, at the end, of course, with Valtteri, I could see him coming, so my tires were pretty dead. So I mean, up until then, for me, it was a really boring race. Just seeing Lewis, of course, pulling away, and I was just trying to do my own pace. So yeah, one lap of fighting with Valtteri was cool. But of course I knew the lap afterwards he was going to pass me anyway. But at least a bit of excitement is good.
How much work do you think the team have got to do to try and get close to Mercedes?
Well, we just need to keep on working. We need to keep on improving the car, but also the engine, because we are clearly too slow on the straight as well. So I think it's a bit of both where we just need to work on.
Is it possible though when the races come so thick and fast?
I don't know at the moment. I mean, we are pushing as hard as we can.
So Max Verstappen showing honesty there, being honest, saying they're way off. They're not fast enough, not in the straights, not in the corners, nothing. Just not fast enough. And I respect. He actually said not just the car, he says the engine, lack of straight line speed, and I respect the honesty from Max Verstappen coming out. He could have just come out and he could have said, you know what? The next one in Hungary. It's in Hungary, yeah. We're not that far off. There was the reason we lost a bit of speed because the car got damaged. This flew off. We wasn't good in the pits. This strategy. He could have said that, but he never. He just went straight to the board and said, look, we're just not good enough. We're not fast enough. We have to work on the car. We ain't got the speed, the straight line speed, the engine we need to work on. We're just going to keep working to improve the car. He's not like these journalists. Actually, the journalists actually coming on the press conference and asking Max Verstappen, you think it's because of that little 1 inch little debris come off the front of the car? You reckon it's because of strategy? You reckon it's because of the balance issues of the car? And Max Verstappen says, no. The debris what fell off the car, which was half an inch big, he says, no. The reason why we lost the race is because we are not fast enough. And he was literally, like I said at the beginning of my video, and I'm repeating myself, he was literally just sitting there laughing underneath his mask. Look at him and say, look, what idiots. It is, we are too slow. And I admire that about Max Verstappen. I admire it. A lot of people just come out and tell it how it is. Don't bull crap. Don't go, oh, this, that, making up his excuses. Just be real. Just be real to yourself. The car is not fast enough. And that's what Max Verstappen said today. And I admire that about him. Honesty. No crap. Just get straight to the point. It's not fast enough. Let it go. Who else? We've got Valtteri Bottas somewhere. Have we got Valtteri there? Successful damage limitation for Valtteri Bottas. Here we go again.
Valtteri, how was that? You're standing here, you're still leading the championship, but I guess it shows that Saturdays might be... Valtteri, how was that? You're standing here, you're still leading the championship, but I guess it shows that Saturdays might be pretty important this year.
Yeah, for sure. Saturdays always, when it's going to be a dry race, is important. But obviously yesterday was not ideal from my side. So today was a bit of a damage limitation. So I think in the end, it's not bad. Could have been worse. So and yeah, first 1-2 for us as a team. That's obviously really strong. Yeah, take the learnings, move on.
The team came over the radio and said you'll probably get Max around the last lap, but you went pretty early on it. You caught up with him really quickly and must have been a pretty satisfying move by that point.
Yeah, it really kept the race quite interesting for me, and I always had a clear target what to chase, and that helps with the concentration and keeping up the pace and fighting those little things. So yeah, that made it exciting, and glad I got him in the end. I had one go, which didn't quite work yet, but then at least the second time it was okay.
So Bottas, hearing the same tune like he done last year and the year before. Damage limitation. Still not going to bother me. Still going to push on. I know a driver's supposed to say that. But Lewis Hamilton, listen, if Lewis Hamilton wouldn't have got done last week with them penalties, he got 3 place group penalty, 5 second time penalty. For me, in my opinion, if Lewis Hamilton wouldn't have got given them penalties, he would have won the race last week. He would have won the race. He had the better pace. He would have jumped Bottas at the beginning. Because Lewis Hamilton's always got a better start than Bottas. He would have jumped Bottas at the beginning, and it all would have been then. That would have been all over. And he would have won the race. He wouldn't have had no 3 place group penalty. He would have been second. And maybe if Bottas wouldn't have won in the gravel when the flag came up and Hamilton had to slow down, if people say he didn't slow down, I think he did. Maybe Hamilton would have got pole. But the worst scenario, he would have been second. He wouldn't have got no 3 place group penalty, and he probably would have passed Bottas anyway. So Bottas going around, so yeah, won that race. Fair play, won the race. That's good for him, whatever. But Lewis Hamilton showed his stuff this weekend, and he's going to be on Bottas's heels. He's coming into Hungary. Not the best place for Bottas over the years, Hungary. It's been lovely to Hamilton, but Bottas not so much. Then you got Silverstone. You know what happens at Silverstone. So it's looking good for Hamilton to me. Hamilton's in the driving seat. Bottas might be leading the championship today by a few more points than Hamilton. But Hamilton is in the driving seat and he's after him. So, one more. Lewis Hamilton. He said he's over the moon with the race victory. Advert again. Here we go again.
Hi, that was a pretty dominant display this weekend. You have a habit of turning around weekends like last weekend into sublime performances. How do you do it?
With great difficulty, but when there's a will, there's a way. I think the last weekend definitely was psychologically challenging to have the penalties and then to be called in the stewards on the Sunday morning and just before the race and get another penalty and another one in the race. So it's that was definitely not. It's never easy, but there's nothing you can do about the past. All you can do is focus and channel your energy to the future. So I just made sure I stayed here, trained well, ate well, slept well, and worked hard with Bono and the guys to understand where last weekend went wrong and corrected it this weekend. So this is a track that I don't know why there are tracks that some drivers are stronger than others, but this is one of my weak circuits. So to get a performance like this today, I'm over the moon. I'm so happy. But I do also know that there's a long way to go.
Also, it's a 1-2 for the team. Any issues from last weekend? We certainly didn't hear about them on the radio this weekend. So the work that's going into hopefully keeping you guys out there in front right now is throughout the team and is hopefully going to lead to this title challenge that you're going to mount this year.
Yeah, I mean, this team is we've had so much success over these years, and I think the easiest thing is to lose focus, to ease up, and lose determination, I guess. Or I don't see that ever happening in this team. It just doesn't seem to exist with us. And the guys back at the factory are relentless. The guys here continue to be passionate about what they do. So we're so united. And you saw today on the grid when we all took the knee together, and that's showing of Mercedes. We are learning along the way, and they are learning along the way, and being accepting of change. But also when we're talking about the car, they jump straight on it. They don't jump to conclusions. They do great research, and this weekend we've not had any problems, thankfully. And still, there's a long way to go, and it's a challenge for everyone with their cars. But I think this is a step forwards for sure.
The team taking the knee meant a lot to you today, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't see it exactly, but I was told just before the session, before the race, that we're going to do it, and it's not something I asked for them to do, but yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing that it doesn't take a lot to do something like that, and it's not changing the world, but perhaps shifting perceptions and shifting ideals, and yeah. We'll just keep going.
Great job. Well done.
Thank you.
So that's a wrap. Perfect qualifying. Perfect race. There's only a few points behind Valtteri Bottas. When I look at the drivers' table, Bottas is on 43, Hamilton's on 37. So he's 6 points behind Valtteri Bottas. So you got Bottas first in the Drivers' Championship on 43, Hamilton second with 37 points, Lando Norris in third with 26 points, fourth place Charles Leclerc with 18, Sergio Perez in fifth place in 16th, sixth place Max Verstappen in 15th, seventh place Carlos Sainz 13th, Alexander Albon 12 points in 8th, ninth place Pierre Gasly AlphaTauri 6 points, Lance Stroll, 10th place, Racing Points, 6 points. And Esteban Ocon, 11th place, 4 points. 12th place, Daniel Ricciardo, Renault's got 4 points. 13th place, Antonio Giovinazzi, 2 points. 14th place, Daniel Fiat, 1 point. Sebastian Vettel 1 point in 15th. Sebastian Vettel in 15th with 1 point. 0, 0, 0. So you got 16th Nicholas Latifi, no points. 17th Kimi Raikkonen, no points. 18th Kevin Magnussen, no points. 19th Roman Grosjean, no points, and no points at with George Russell. And that's a wrap. That's it. That's the end of my review. I got nothing left. That's it. All I can say is Lewis Hamilton. Just keep pushing. Everybody keep pushing. Lando Norris, George Russell, Lewis, everybody keep pushing. But Lewis, look, Jackie Stewart said this. You always got great drivers, exceptional drivers, but there's only one diamond in their era, and the diamond is Lewis Hamilton. He's the diamond in this era. He's the diamond. There's only one diamond, and that's him. In every era, there's a diamond. He's the era for this diamond, and now he's on the momentum. He's coming to Hungary. He's won that about 6 times. He just like Canada. He loves Silverstone, and I know there's a couple more out there that he loves the tracks: Silverstone, Canada, Hungary. Yeah, Russia. That's another Sochi. That's another one he loves as well. There's about 5-6 races on the Canada that are his ex, and one of them 6. The 6th track he loves. There's about 6 tracks that he's a genius on, and one of them is Hungary, and he's got Hungary next. And the other one that he's a genius about the 6, like I said, the 6th of them. One of them's Hungary, and the one after that's going to be Silverstone. There's 2 at Silverstone. So these 3 races coming up is going to favour Hamilton. It's definitely going to favour Mercedes 1 and 2, but it favours Hamilton for the win, because Hungary is not being too kind to Bottas over the years. The Hungarian Grand Prix hasn't in Budapest in Hungary hasn't been kind to Bottas, not at all. So this is me signing out to next week to the Hungarian Grand Prix. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch solo_P1 on Twitch. I stream 3 or 4 times a week. I stream F1. I set up course a competition. I stream all sim racing games. So follow me on Twitch. Let's go on Twitch solo_P1. You'll see me. Follow. Don't forget to hit the like button. Comment if you want. Leave your comments below. Likes, dislikes, whatever you want. Just leave a nice like, whatever you like or dislike. Leave a comment. Much appreciated. I will get back to you. Follow me on Twitter, P1. at P1 on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'm always active on Twitter. You want to talk to me on there. So this is Solo P1 signing out. I'll see you guys next week. This is the 2020 Styrian Grand Prix race day review. Solo P1 signing out. Bye.